Gojo versus Sukuna domain expansion battle. So this is from chapter 261. So you're going to have to split your page in half. And we're going to start with Gojo on this side. I'm on a landscape page, by the way. Use pencil eraser for these. Sketch it out lightly. Hit pause if I go too fast. So the two boys battling it out. So let's go. Center point about here. We'll come across and we'll start with Gojo's sort of large eye. Right, we go just diagonal across like so. We want to add a little spike just coming down here. So I'm going to do it like kind of anime, not sort of true to the manga, more anime style. All right, so we're going to give him those big eyelashes, but I'll get the bottom eyelid line just in here first. Right. Just the general sort of shape of his eye. Right, we're going to add eyelashes then. So I'm going to do like a little spike just here. And we have eyelashes kind of sticking up this way, just like a cluster of 2 or 3. And then you want to like go across, just so we can add that purple color. And then add some spiky eyelashes here as well. And then we just go back down to the corner there. They also give them eyelash lines just coming off the bottom, so they just do this sort of broken line with some eyelashes sticking off here. And then he's looking to the left at Sukuna, and Sukuna's looking down at him, and these are both sort of down shots, right? We're looking down from above, okay, just so we understand the viewpoint. So this eye is kind of like, it's not like a perfect circle, like an ellipse that way, and then a pupil, and in fact in the manga it's like bumpy a little bit. And we're giving some sort of hatching lines kind of here to do a little bit of the manga stuff. He usually has an eyelid line just above his eye here. And then his eyebrow. This comes back this way with a square. Okay, so looking that way. Bit of a nose line just comes down from his eyebrow, like so. And then the other side of that nose line would be like here. So that's like the bridge of his nose, you know. We're on the diagonal, right? So the other eye is like above this eye. So it starts, this one starts here because we're looking down and his head is kind of tilted. So we're not like directly across horizontally. We got to go across a bit and up, right? Just on the inside of this nose line. And then we go diagonal that way, right? So we're way higher. We're like in line with the eyebrow now. So we started like in line with the top eyelid there, curves up, sort of in line with the eyebrow, and then it goes over the top, right? That way. And then, so this kind of like maybe hooks down a little, but because we're side on, we don't see as much, right? And then the bottom eyelid line just comes down this way. There's like the eye, the actual eyeball, and then goes in towards the tear duct. So then we're going to add those eyelashes, right? Kind of sticking off here. And we just want to add another line on top so we can have a space that we can color his hair color just in there. And then some eyelashes on the bottom again, just kind of sticking off like this. And then he's looking over to the left hand side. And it's kind of a skinny, an ellipse, you know, a thin circle makes it look like he's looking that way. And the pupil just there. So his eyebrow then kind of connects with this nose line just here. So just a little point. And then this will go, it'll disappear behind his brow, but it goes sort of up and back that way. And then down to there, because we're in 3/4 pose. His head is kind of turned away a little bit. And there might be some hatching lines there. And we'll go for a bit of an eyelid line. Can't see much, but we'll do one there, I think. So nose is drawn differently than I would draw it. So let's see if I can do it my way. So we'll go looking down. So we'll go out there, and then maybe sort of around the top, like that maybe. And then the nostril, put it sort of here maybe. So they did like a different thing. They did the line here and then back that way. So I sort of prefer this sort of style when we're in 3/4. So there's no sort of pointing along here, you know. Right in his mouth, so he's kind of like mouth open, sort of talking, saying domain expansion kind of a thing. So we'll just do a flat enough sort of diagonal line at first. And then we will open it up, right? So we're going to make it look like he's kind of talking. So we open it up. And then there's teeth and like a shadow just inside. So go around in here. This is like just dark inside. And like a shadow in the corner. I might do like a bit of a gum line. Kind of like that. And then the bottom lip. Sort of like that. And then his chin here. Down. Starts to go up that way. So we're in 3/4 pose, right? So he's got that sort of pointy sort of chin. And on this side we see his cheekbone, and on this side we see his jawbone, right? So cheekbone comes out around his eye, sort of goes in to the side of his face there again. Kind of disappears here, and then comes out again around his brow. Sort of there, and goes up towards his hair on this side. And then on this side we have the jaw. Goes quite long now. Past his eye. And then up towards his ear, somewhere up here. So just above this line we have his like sideburns for his hair. So I'm going to do it sort of like spikes like this, sort of more anime style. And then this sideburn line becomes his ear, which curves around here. And then we have ear lines inside. Easiest way to begin is a letter J, and then you can add a bit more if you want. Like so. And so his hair is kind of be blown back, right? So we got like the center point, say the curve line for his face, right? It'll be curving, follow the nose from the chin, so you go boom. So the center line for his like hairline would be like here. And then we want to add a couple of zigzags coming down this way. And then we actually meet, I think some hair sort of starting to fly down now, like onto his face. Some hair spikes. It's like drawn in like sort of real textured and everything. the other way. Not as many spikes. It becomes like his fringe then sort of hangs down here. Okay, and then more hair spikes sticking out here. We just keep sort of going around here now. And this eventually, this goes off the top of my page there. And we have some layers of spikes in here. And then it goes down behind his ear, it looks like. So we'll go like this way. And there'll be all sorts of textures and stuff in here. He draws it quite quickly. Okay, and then of course the scar on the forehead when he's in this state. With some stitching then. Okay. So, what we can see of his anatomy. So we can just see like his shoulder comes out from just like his brow here. It's like his neck. And then another bump. There's no anatomy drawn in because his shirt is just drawn in sort of black, you know. So this will go just down off the page there for his shoulder muscle. And then his black t-shirt line comes around that way. Then we've got a neck muscle going down there. And it should be maybe an Adam's apple sort of like in there. And then his other shoulder muscle is pretty high up. It's like in line with his forehead. It goes like that way. And his body's all sort of twisted. So we're like looking down. So like his chest, the center line for his chest should be maybe there. But we get the hand in first. So we can see like his thumb just underneath his chin. It curves around like so. And this comes around for the palm of his hand. And his wrist going off that way. He likes to do this double line sort of thing. Then we have the fingers sort of crossed, right? So at the start of his index here. It comes down for knuckles. And then these two folded fingers, so just like little steps down, like that. And we sort of join them together with knuckles. And then the back of his hand sort of goes down that way. And the wrist goes off here. So the pinky is sort of folded over. Sort of curves around itself. like so, and then this finger disappears into there. And then finally this finger is in behind this one. That sort of thing. And then, so we're looking down, right? So we can see the bottom of his black t-shirt sort of here. Right? So it's like everything's real short and stumpy, sort of. So I imagine there'd be a shoulder muscle in here. Right. So I guess his chest muscle will be there. But like, you know, we're looking down at everything, so. So you can't see much. Because of that t-shirt is all just black. And then like his waistband and trousers. So he's got that black bow sort of tied here. Yeah, it's just kind of drawn in real rough. It's just, and then there's all these fold lines on the white. I think that could be the side of his body, like his ribs there. And then there's more sort of folding white lines. Okay, that's Gojo, basically. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Sukuna. Domain expansion. That big old eye of his. Okay, so other half. I guess it's easiest to start with the big eye. So we'll go, leave yourself enough room, obviously. His face will probably like be in there somewhere. So start here, sort of in the middle of this box. And then it goes back down. Like that, right? And then he's got that big red eye in here. Pupil in the middle. And then it's like a bullseye situation going on. So there's like another circle around that. And another one around that. And then he has this like angled sort of stone sort of thing around this. It kind of steps up a couple of times. And then we go like in, and there's all these edge lines to them, and just like extra sort of details on them like this. Bump, bump. Okay. So we'll do nose. So his nose will come this way. Around here. It goes down. The line that way. The bridge of his nose is like here. And then his eyebrow, so he's frowning pretty heavy. So we got like a bump here and coming across some brow lines, just frowning sort of lines there. And then his eyebrow goes fairly like straight up. At least I think he has eyebrows. So that goes that way. And his eye is in under here, his normal eye. Just carves around and goes into the corner of his nose. And then he appears to be looking sort of down here. Does he have eyebrows when he's in this form? Okay, he definitely does. So I'm gonna add, but they're kind of like shaved and broken, right? So we'll go like a box here, and a box there, and then it just gets like skinny up here. Something like that. Because they're kind of shaved. And then his brow sort of comes up and around here, up towards his hairline. Right, so this is like all sort of his eyebrow sort of area. And then we have like a bit of an eyelid line just under here. And then his cheek disappears behind his nose. He's like all beat up, so there's all these hatching lines and stuff. So his mouth is open as well, right? So we got like his top lip, but he's kind of smiling. He's kind of really happy that Gojo's back. And then the bottom lip, again, sort of open talking mouth, right? It's just black inside here. Maybe some like gums and then he's a bottom lip that kind of comes out there, and then the chin comes around that way, and the jaw's real long as well, kind of like Gojo's, and then it can go up here. Okay, well, like I know he's supposed to have tattoos on his face, but we'll get like his ear in. Right here, and then there's like sideburns just kind of here, just drawn in like this, sort of hairlines on it, and then his ear like so, and then an earring in there. I'm gonna add like a jaw sort of thing or something here. So like, as far as I know, he does have like these sort of face tattoos, but you can't see anything because there's loads of scratches and blood and stuff all over. Sort of like that, right? And then his hair just like sort of has this zigzag pattern on the forehead, and it all is kind of like slicked back, right? So it all, the wind or the pressure or the energy, whatever you'd like to call it, really. So it all just kind of sticks out here at first, and then there's like loads of, you know, hair spikes, the fringe, and then it comes behind his ear. So that goes off my page eventually there. We'll just add like loads of texture and stuff to this then. do more or less than this. There's absolutely loads in the manga, so it's up to you. So again, hand just in front of the face, right? Can't see his thumb this time. We can see his index fingers and middle fingers just sort of crossed over one another here. So we go carving out for knuckles. And then a sort of index area down for the back of his hand. So this kind of curves around here. It's kind of a broken line. And the top of his middle finger. Like that. And then the curved over fingers just like here. So this kind of wraps around the palm of his hand. Same thing sort of here. Some knuckle lines. And then his hand curves around. Then he's got a wristband on. Like so. Right, so center of his chest is here, I think. And then this big chest muscle curves that way, and the top of it goes over there. And it's like his neck trapezius kind of comes out from behind his ear there. And then we can see a big shoulder muscle. And then bicep going that way. And then we got like lots of neck muscle lines. Coming down that way in towards the middle of the chest, which goes pretty vertical up here. It seems to come out just from like the tip of his finger here this way. It's like his chest muscles and anatomy going that way. And then like some of his stomach or something here. And like his ripped and torn pants all in there. There must be like some abs and stuff, but can't see much there. So I think we can see like his leg going that way. We can see a hand or an arm, cut off sort of arm. Like literally cut off arm. Or an elbow or something there. It's all stumpy and not right looking. And then I think we could see shoulder. That's his. It's not entirely clear, but I think there's like another arm here somewhere. And then there is some squares on his neck. Black ones. there's a shape here. And there's some more squares on his chest, sort of this side. There's loads of blood here, so I can't really, but it should look like this. Can't really see it. We'll draw in a bit of it. And there's a big black circle here. There probably should be one here as well. And then there's like there's loads of blood and stuff on his chest, like especially in the middle. He's obviously been stabbed. Oh yeah, he was stabbed actually. Oh, I remember. Was it Maki? Or was it Yuta? And lots of blood here as well. But of course, you do that with color mostly. You know, if you were coloring it, or like the manga artist does like a blob of black ink in there if you have like an ink brush or anything handy. That's how he does it anyway. Very cool moment in this manga. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.